Devotion by Dr. Prayer, Shri Dr. Singh, Mr. Kamal Singh, Dr. Chaturvedi, and my fellow authors. We have already heard a lot about the book and various facets of leadership and opinions of our eminent and distinguished dignitaries on the subject. So, if I may, if you permit me, I will just talk a little about the philosophical aspects of it. Every body of knowledge, whether we call it a science or an art, must have a philosophy that underpins it. What is our philosophy in Manthan? Well, I believe that the notion of leaders and leadership developed quite differently in modern management thought as compared to the Eastern philosophical tradition. In modern management, initially, the concept of a leader was that of one who led from the front. Leadership, by example, we heard about at the head of the troops. Whereas in our philosophy, leadership was also about guidance, direction, influence, and suggestions. You can refer to the role of Lord Krishna in the Mahabharata, as has been quoted by Dr. Singh, as evidence of this. Then it's not only the Indian philosophy, we can talk about China also, and the words of the great Chinese sage Lao Tzu, who was the father of Taoism. He wrote 1200 years ago. His words also very relevant. To lead the people, walk behind them. Let them achieve. Let them take the credit. And they will perform miracles for you again and again. Through much of Manthan, we have tried to relate modern leadership with the leadership principles, precepts and practices for ancient Indian philosophy. As Mr. Kamal Singh has said, we believe that the best of Indian business leaders have imbibed these through our rich cultural tradition. And consequently, although they have absorbed the best from modern management thought, the style of leadership that they practice is uniquely their own. It draws from our Indian philosophy. What makes it different? Well, there is a sense of Greek-Vector society, as Mr. Kamal Singh has talked about, and of building the community, working for a higher purpose than merely to grow the business. And this fits in very well with our concept in our ancient philosophy, the concept of arena. We say that we are under a fivefold debt to the gods, to the spirits, to our ancestors, to all living beings, and to the environment for allowing us to exist. And we should so live in a manner that we are able to discharge some of this debt. So, the best of our leaders are work in this spirit. And when you work for a higher purpose, it makes you humble. Because you think there is something bigger than yourself. We have heard Dr. Kitamsi talking about the humility, Mr. Shahi also. And so another striking feature is humility, which has also been taught in India since times immemorial by the gurus and the gurukuls with young princes and leaders. At the risk of some more Sanskrit shlokas, I will just, if you will bear with me for a minute, I will quote the sutras of the incomparable Chanakya. Sutras, very short statements which the Guru used to teach the Shishyas, and the Shishyas used to repeat. You can almost picture the Shishyas sitting at the feet of the Gurus and chanting these sutras again and again. The first sutra is Sukasya Bolam Dharma. the essence of happiness is ethical behavior. Not profits, not riches, not material things. The essence of happiness is ethical behavior. Sukasya moolam dharma. The second sutra, dharmasya moolam artha. What is this? The essence of dharma is artha. The essence of ethical behavior is resources. Why? Because you can't talk about dharma to a person on an empty stomach. If a person doesn't have food to eat, or clothes to wear, or shelter to sleep in, then it's useless trying to convince him about modern and ethical behavior. And therefore the task of a leader is that he should make sure that his followers have their requirements met before he can talk about dharma and moral and ethical work. In the third sutra, arthasya moolam rajya. The essence of earth, the essence of wealth is kingdom. In modern context, we will say enterprise. The essence of wealth is enterprise. Because that is what generates the wealth for you. And not only as a leader, but part of that wealth has to be given to the followers also, so that their material needs are met and they can start thinking about higher things. The higher order needs as Master had said. And then after that, the next sutra, just bear with me for a minute and you'll see where this is going. The next sutra, the fourth one, Rajya Moolam Indriya Jaya. Indriya Jaya. The essence of ruling a kingdom is conquering the senses. Conquering means disciplining the senses. So, the essence of a leader is not getting swayed by the senses, not giving way to anger or passion or greed. And Indriya Jayasya, next sutra, Indriya Jayasya Moolam Vinaya. The essence of disciplining the senses is moral and ethical training, Vinaya. And Vinayasya Moolam Vruttapaseva. The essence of moral training is serving the elders. And why serve the elders? Because it teaches humility, which are scriptures hold to be an essential characteristic of enlightened leadership. So I come back to the humility, and after this I would like to quote again Lao Tzu. The leader should be like a river, quietly flowing, finding a way around and over obstacles, smoothly guiding, but always purposeful, always finding a way. As we say, water always finds a way, the leader will always find a way. Was there ever a clearer vision of steadfast resolve, of indomitable will? And we also see now that modern management thought has come around to the concept of servant leadership as practiced and preached by Mahatma Gandhi. When we have authors in modern management thoughts who say that a leader exists to meet the needs of his followers. It's the same thing as servant leadership. Further, I would also like to quote the well-known book Good to Great. Jim Collins, the author, describes the highest level of leadership, level 5 leadership, as a combination of humility and intense professional will. The same principles that Chanakya and Lao Tzu taught centuries ago. So, we see, of course, we see the principles behind leadership. And of course, leadership can never be static. We learn much from modern management also, such as the various sections in the book about change management, building global leaders, driving innovation, building diversity. We have tried to bring out these aspects also. And of course, many eminent HR leaders shared their views on different aspects of leadership in the series of HR roundtables organized by BIMTech. that were the genesis of this book. These are also of great value and they give us plenty of food for thought. And in the end, I believe that Manthan will be very useful to management students as well as practicing managers in exploring the different dimensions of leadership and adapting the diamond and 3D models that we have conceptualized to suit their own requirements, the context that we have talked about. Thank you very much.